Now, to be honest, I can't tell you for sure if Infinity Ward is just completely incompetent and they do not know how to make a video game, they're completely clueless, or Activision has their fingers in this project and they're forcing this studio to worry more about content being put into this game, like Season 2 and the next Battle Pass and the next set of maps and the next weapons, over the actual game. But let me just show you a clip really quick. A clip that I was playing with a couple of my friends. We're playing on some ground war. And I have to show you the spawns, because seriously, this is beta shit. This should not be in the final build of this game. They're literally spawning there. That's a spawn point in the middle of the road. What is this game? What is that spawn? Now personally, I don't know about you guys, but personally in my opinion, I do not want to be spawning out in the middle of the street on a flag that is my own flag while someone is ADSing in the exact spot that I'm going to pop up. I am aiming directly at these people before they spawn. They are spawning in my crosshair. This shouldn't be happening in a AAA developed video game. I'm very sorry to say, but seriously, these things shouldn't be happening. I go back to games like World at War constantly that has over 20 plus people and maps that are made for 6v6. And those spawns are better than what we see here. How does that make any sense? How does it make any sense that I can go onto Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, play on one of the smallest maps ever made, Kill House, with over 20 people in a lobby, and it has better spawns than a ground war map with all this area, all the spots that you could possibly spawn, and it's spawning me in front of a crosshair? I can't aim at anybody in Kill House and specifically pick them off as they spawn. They can hop up on a wall and I can aim at a head glitch while they're moving out of their spawn. But I can't just sit there, look in their spawn, and kill them the second they pop up. No, they have to move a little bit to approach us so we can see them. How is it that maps in Modern Warfare are having spawns like this? And it's not just ground war. This is like all the freaking small maps in this game. It's not logical. I've never seen this before in any game. Not even in old school shipment matches either. Shipment might have some of the worst spawns in the world, and you can die from grenades being thrown everywhere, or you can die while moving out of your spawn, but you don't die the second you pop up. You have to move. I've seen some nasty shipment spawn traps in my day, especially currently. You can look up plenty of them, especially with sniper rifles. If you just stand in the middle of the map and you're 1v1ing someone, you could easily guess each and every spawn point, and you can beat them to basically to their spawn before they can leave it. But you don't shoot them off their spawn. You don't shoot them when they pop up. They move and then they get shot. If you're a more experienced player, before you move, you can prep that angle, maybe crouch, peek out, jump, peek out. You predict that he's going to peek you first and then kill him. But if you're just going to mindlessly run out, obviously he's going to keep picking you off every time you spawn. But this is unfair in Modern Warfare. Nobody in the universe can counter this. Not even Shroud himself can come down and counter this issue. You just have to spawn somewhere else. But if you just died and you didn't know that people were being picked off in this spawn trap, you're gonna die. You have no way of knowing that spawning on that specific flag is going to get you an instant death. How are you going to guess that? So once you spawn, you can't react, you can't move, you get destroyed. It's just the ultimate level of cheese. And yes, it's ground war, it's funky. They didn't really put too much effort, I guess you could say, into this type of ground war game. Actually, I have another commentary talking about what I personally wanted to see out of ground war. I think you guys are going to really enjoy that commentary. But even in Battlefield, there are some wonky spawns here and there. But I've never experienced spawns like this in a video game. Being dead honest, I played a lot of FPS games, and I seriously have not experienced a serious issue as this? If you have, let me know down in the comment section, because I'm very curious to know what you guys have seen like this, because I kind of want to look up some content, maybe look up some YouTube videos of some older games to see other games that had spawns like this. But this is just nasty. But spawns aren't the biggest issue in this game. It's not like the only thing that is wrong with this title is the spawns, and if they fixed all the spawns in this game would instantly become a masterpiece. Not even to the slightest. This game has a never-ending list of issues that are going on in this game. And in this next massive update, they say they're going to be addressing tons of bugs. And I did take a look at some of those bugs, but it's not anything serious. It's not the game-changing things. Not dead silence coming back as a perk. Not red dots coming back to the minimap. Not anything. Not even footsteps. Nothing. It's so many issues that are going on with this game that are going just completely ignored. Things that would improve the quality of life for this game. Now, personally, I don't know if Infinity Ward just does not know how to make a video game, and this new dev studio that is making these new video games, not the old school devs that we used to have for our old titles like the Modern Warfare series and the beginning of the Black Ops series and World at War and games like that, not those devs, but the new set of devs. I don't know if the only way they know how to make games is through selling stuff in stores. I don't know if they know about, the passion that you have to put into a video game or the love that goes into some of these games. I don't know if they know about any of these things. I'm guessing that they only know how to go ahead and make something that looks visually pleasing to sell it, because obviously the first impressions are going to get you the most sales. Once those first impressions are done, everything else after that, yeah, you can kind of get some more sales. But if you ruin the first impression for people, that's like over half of the sales that you will either gain or lose right there with your first impressions. And they nailed the trailer. They nailed the first trailer showing Captain Price, bringing all the nostalgic feelings for this game, recapturing a lot of feelings for all the old school Call of Duty fans, and it tricked everybody to buying this video game. And it worked. If they showed us something that looked bad, if it turned out to be another Infinite Warfare with a trailer with 3 million dislikes, it might have went an opposite direction for them. But they did win a lot of people over. And they got tons of sales. And now, instead of going ahead and addressing the issues that are going on in this game, they're still ignoring these problems to the point that I don't even want to play this game anymore. There's so many different things I can do that are fun. Games that work. Games that do have heart put into them. There's a lot of other options out there that I can play compared to Modern Warfare. A lifeless, soulless game, but with tons of content to be gotten inside of it. Like I said though, I don't know if that's how Infinity Ward truly feels about this game though. It might be the other way around. It might be Activision forcing them to follow this agenda. Forcing them to worry about content more than actually making a good game. Sometimes the developers aren't the ones to blame. And the publishers are really the ones like Activision and EA. They're the ones who are putting down these strict regulations for these developers to have to follow. Instead of letting them put as much time as they need, instead of rushing out these titles yearly, maybe give them another year or two so they can actually perfect the game. But instead of giving them the time they need to put the passion and love into the title, and making them focus on microtransactions mostly all the time, that leaves them with no time to worry about fixing this game. It might possibly be that Infinity Ward just, quite frankly, does not have the time to worry about massive fixes that will take up a lot of their time to go ahead and change. Now, things like the minimap and maybe the footsteps and other things like that, that isn't too much of a problem. They could do that in an update, so that's all on them. They could easily do that to make the game improve. But maybe getting new servers and, upgrading the performance of this game will take more time out of their schedule which would leave them with less time to make the microtransactions and continuously update the store weekly, and keeping the battle pass fresh and new seasons coming and more maps coming. Maybe, focusing on those bigger issues would take away from the time to focus on those microtransaction issues. And Activision will not allow that. So, of course, they're going to tell these devs that they have to do it this way. They don't have a choice to worry about the more important features of this title, the more important things to bring us a better quality of life experience. Like I said, the gunplay in Modern Warfare is very fun. I enjoy my experiences with this game when it works. But God forbid, the skill-based matchmaking is so damn thick in Modern Warfare. It's a thickie, I'll tell you that. That almost all the games I play in Ground War at this point are like 100 plus ping. I completely dipped out. I'm like, at this point, I don't know what to do with Modern Warfare. I'm a shoot house person now. And usually I wasn't a shoot house person. I usually just played 6v6. But 6v6 got on my nerves. I couldn't stand how the maps were designed at this certain point. So I moved over to Ground War so I can still get my Call of Duty experience. Larger map still. So I gave that a go. But now I can't find a game that gives me, under 100 ping. I can easily find a game that gives me like 40 to 50 ping on World at War, a 10-plus-year-old game. But in a current day game, 2019, with crossplay enabled, I can't find a game under 100 ping? That's skill-based matchmaking. What else could it possibly be? They're bragging about selling all of these copies of Modern Warfare. But where's all the people at then? Why can't I find a game with good ping? It's not like I'm living somewhere far. I'm in the USA, East Coast. It shouldn't be too complicated to find a server to play on. This game is broken. And the only thing developers can think about nowadays is what they're going to add in to the game. Instead of making everything balanced in this title, they had to bounce around all the weapons and make them all so uniquely different and very realistic to their real, actual life traits, to the point where it's not fun anymore. Yes, the gunplay is cool. Yes, the sound effects are awesome. Yes, the animations and how the weapons look and feel are very cool. But if it's not going to be fun at the end of the day, yes, the first 30 minutes will be cool playing around with it, but if you're going to be playing this game for hours every couple of days, or even an hour a day, or however you go about playing video games, you're not going to enjoy it at a certain point. Everything needs to be fun. It needs to feel enjoyable to want to use a different weapon, to want to branch out. But I can't really use anything else. My setups now, I used to bounce around and try to use every weapon in this game, but I can't anymore. My main setups for ARs are the M4, Kilo, and the Ram. Those are my favorite ARs, the only ones that are useful in this game. Submachine guns, I use the MP5. Sometimes the MP7 is a pea shooter though. And maybe the AUG. The MP5 is the best sub in this game. It's the only sub that I really want to use. They need to buff these weapons. They need to make them viable. They have to be fun to use. In these old school games like Black Ops 1 and World at War, I can use practically all the weapons. They feel fun. They feel good in my hands. Everything, like I said, feels like it has love in it. To the point where they don't have to add in any more content because I can use everything that's in the game. In Modern Warfare, I want new guns. I want new weapons because all the weapons in the game suck. They're trash. I want something else that competes with the M4 and the MP5. So I want them to continuously push out new content, like their whole plan is. They want to focus on content, so they make over half the weapons trash, so that's all people want is content. Instead of making the initial content in this game fun and good. I really don't want to say that Infinity Ward is a completely useless development studio. I don't want to go there. I know they have talent. I know they know what they're doing. I want to think that Activision is just forcing a very bad negative agenda for this title. But I'm just tired as a Call of Duty fan. I don't know who else to put all this anger towards to try to fix this game besides the developers. The people who are making this game. Maybe to a certain point, it is down to Infinity Ward. They need to stand up to Activision. They need to put their foot down and protect their game. It might destroy Call of Duty at the end of the day, But what's the point in even having this franchise if you can't make a game that is Call of Duty? They need to fix this title. They need to put out a game with love instead of forcing this yearly agenda. Back then, yeah, it used to work. It was fresh, it was unique. They had a lot of ideas to mess around with. Call of Duty was new. Their first, like, 1, 2, 3 games were all, like, World War II shooters. So when Call of Duty 4 came out, it was something new. It was something fresh. They never messed with a modern-day title. This was their first one. So they had the creativity to go ahead and make that game. Treyarch makes a World War II title. They nailed it, obviously, with World at War. They nailed it. One of my favorite games in the world. But it still was World War II. But then they go to Black Ops 1 with the Vietnam era. Yo. Fire. Fire. That's all I can say. They had creativity to build something great. They had, I guess, the time back then, to make something that was great. Then obviously the Modern Warfare series continued, and then the Black Ops series continued, and the Black Ops series went a little bit more futuristic with Black Ops 2. Modern Warfare, still modern day, 1, 2, 3, you know the deal. But still, they had time to make those games because they were new, they were fresh ideas, and they were just starting out with the Call of Duty franchise. But this franchise is old now, 10 plus years into the making, where its fame started with Call of Duty 4. Yeah, 10 plus years we're talking about here on the Call of Duty clock. They need more time. They can't just force out, they can't poop out a title every single year right now. Now, yes, it does make it easier for them to, I guess shift out times because it's more than one development studio making a Call of Duty game. But still, obviously they're showing us that the amount of time that they have right now to make a game, I think it's like 2 to 3 years, is not enough time. They need more time to make these games. Especially with them rushing out Modern Warfare. I don't know why they brought this game out a month early. It doesn't really add up to me because it obviously shows they needed more time to put this game together. Just like Battlefield 5, rushing it. They did not need to rush that game. They should have worked on Battlefield 5 longer. Make a decent game. I don't know what's going on, but these publishers are forcing these development studios and putting them in these harsh conditions, I guess, to pump these games out instead of giving them the time they need to put love into their title. So sad to see nowadays. But do me a favor, guys. Go down into the comment section and let me know what you guys personally think about this whole commentary. Do you think Infinity Ward is just incompetent, they don't know how to make games? Or do you think Activision is controlling this whole situation with Modern Warfare and forcing them to worry more about content and microtransactions instead of actually fixing the game and worrying about the quality of life of Modern Warfare? But if you guys enjoyed this commentary, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. If you hated it, all up to you. You can always dislike it as well. Whatever your personal opinion is, doesn't bother me. If you're brand new to this channel and you enjoyed what you heard today, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And also hit the bell notification button if you want to be notified on all of my recent uploads. Also, you just want to chat with me or even see some behind the scenes clips, you can follow me over on Twitter at JbowenDaMan. And also, if you just want to catch me live streaming, I do that over on Twitch at JbowenDaMan as well. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.